brings people together. And so I've taken the poetic license, based on a bit of a Rashi, to say that there's a Yerushalayim Shel Maila, and we can say that Yerushalayim Shel Maila is really standing in the streets of Yerushalayim, and there's also a Yerushalayim Shel Mata, and that is a Simcha of Yidden. That's by every bris, by every bat mitzvah, and certainly by the true chibur of two neshamas. We're standing here, Ir Shechubra Layachtov. We're standing here together. So if you close your eyes and you take a moment, the sound of the sea behind you, the spirit of the chuppah could be anywhere from Ashkelon to Akko to Tel Aviv to the shores of Tiberia. My Opa, Reb Nosson Gestetner, used to say that it takes a lot of koyach to celebrate a simcha. And so I want to welcome, and it's taken a lot of koyach, I want to welcome my dear Buba, who is my dear Buba Baba, who is the only grandparent who's here with us today physically in Cozamul, Mexico. Buba, thank you so much for coming to celebrate this simcha together with us. I also want to make special mention as well of Bobby Krantz, who I knew did everything possible to be here today, but she is absolutely shepherding a lot of nachas from Sheva and now Mendel as well. I also want to mention the father of Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Feiga, Rabbi Zalman and Feiga Lipska, who are in Crown Heights, in the Rebbe Shchuna, who are certainly watching, looking, and can feel the passion of this simcha. Sitting in Chutzos Yerushalayim, on the streets of Yerushalayim, is absolutely my grandmother, Oma Gestetner, who has become a celebrity. Almost become a celebrity on the streets of Yerushalayim at how old is she? At 90 years old, she is hosting the biggest Shabbos lunches. She has everybody for Shabbos lunch, and I'm sure Sheva and Mendel will be celebrating and spending lots of time with Oma in Yerushalayim. The Zohar says beautifully that on the morning of a in Shemayim, the grandparents, the great-grandparents, the family of the Chosen Kala, the names are read out in Shemayim, and they say, today we have the Chasana of Sheva and Mendel, Gestetner. And the grandparents certainly come around and they say, Ru'u Bonim Shegidalti, look at the children that I have brought up in Torah and mitzvahs. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that Rabbi Yaakov Noach Kranz will be sitting there. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that my Zayda, Reb Meir Barber, in his true style, will be bringing people to this simcha. And I can absolutely say that sitting right next to him, and they sat next to each other in shul, Reb Nosson Gestetner, they sat side by side, and as a young boy I'd walk into shul, and I had the schus to look at both of my grandfathers sitting right there on the right-hand side at the back of the shul, and I can picture the three of them sitting there together. And they are absolutely here with us today at this simcha. There is no greater joy, I believe, so I'm told, than for a mother and a father to bring their children under a chuppah. So on behalf of Leah and Rabbi Yossi Lipska, on behalf of my parents Mum and Dad, I want to welcome you all here to the Simcha of Sheva and Mendel. As we said, this was the end of stage 1 of the Shlichus. And so, to kick off stage 2 of the Shlichus, I'd be honored to call upon the father of Sheva, Rabbi Yossi Lipsker, Shliach of the Rebbe. That's no mean feat. Shliach of the Rebbe to Northside Boston. We'll start before that, yes, to be Masadi Kedushin. But before we start Masadi Kedushin, thank you, Dad, I want to call up Dr. Yaakov Lipsker. There's a few doctors in the family now. Dr. Yaakov Lipsker, the brother of Sheva, the dear brother of Sheva, to lead us. Baruch haba and miyadir.
Yaakov.